viewers, this is Ubuntu program, Political Friday. With me, I've got a team of strong panelists today who would love to analyze, or we are going to analyze today the performance of the government from the time they were ushered into office. So I'm welcoming you wherever you are. I'm greeting you and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year as you join Ubuntu Political Program on Friday. With me in the studio, I've got Mianda. Mianda, welcome to the program.
Thank you. How are you, Himba?
I'm fine, thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too.
It's nice to see you after a long time.
Yeah, it's been very long.
It's nice to have you on the program once again. Wamkelebai, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. My video will be very soon back. I was just fixing a few things. Good evening. How are you today, Himba and Mianda?
We are fine, thank you. And compliment of the season, Wamkelebai.
Thank you so much. Same to you. Compliment of the season, Bomianda, and to the viewers. Komulutwela kaufela kwa Western Province, Barotseland, Livingston, Southern Province, Monze, Kalomo, Copperbelt, Kafela, Komuletu Mfuira Bakopala. We are here. Bachpata, hope you're welcome. You're watching. Northwestern, tunasakulirako Chikuma. Hope you're watching us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wamkelebai. Viewers, you're welcome to join us in the studio and you're also welcome to join us through the Facebook, through your comments, on YouTube, on Twitter. You can be with us. We invite you to join us. This is the Ubuntu Political Friday. This is for everyone, despite of which party you belong to. Please come. We want to hear your views and we want to hear your manifesto of the party. We want to hear what your party will do for the Zambian people. You are welcome. This is an open platform where we talk our political mind, it doesn't matter where you belong. Wamianda, our topic for this evening, we are rating the UPND government.
Yeah.
What do you think?
To start with, I want us to look at one critical indicator, which is inflation, the inflation rate. When UPND came into power, the inflation rate had risen to 24%, meaning the price of most of the commodities would not be stable, and
just as we are talking, we carry everyone on board. So when you're talking about inflation rate, I know Charlie Shupa, but let's try to break inflation. Chilozi fie cheka allowed.
Efo twala chita rate, echo bachitira rate. Umuntu uri onse uchapala ngamwashita player mwiti mulienu. Kwali bafumwe fintu fikomo fo bakonka. Fyakwati pakwati uyu muntu mumona ati nate ya bwino umupira. Nangula bola yakwe, performance yakwe muri bola, imibombere yakwe muri bola ilishani. Kwabe fintu fimwe fe bakonka, ngani striker, engisha magozi yanga. Ngani keeper, muri season yakwe, magozi yanga ayengire. So, it is against that you'll be able to rate the performance of a player. Number ma politics na mu governance ngamlefo kuchita rate performance yako a leader. Of course, it's very difficult. Nga example na chipera, it's very difficult to kuchita rate player who take 10 minutes out of 90 minutes. But of course, kwa bamwama player that have a unique kind of grace. About 10 minutes na ingisha kale 2 goals. So uyu player muri in 10 minutes tumwalando kwa nalanga side. But tube satisfied tubutukiro kulanda tawe na ile penalty ngachingisha ngala ingisha ko tubiri muri 10 minutes. Muri 10 minutes ya ina mututwaranga tukweno tutubiri na ingisho tukatoba twalolera 90 minutes. Tumone fara bomba muri 90 minutes. So term yako president ni 5 years mu Zambia. Ngamwashita calculate each year yako ata 365 days. So 365 days ila pera by 5 years ila pera exact days eyo president yako ata muri term yako ya 5 years. Muri 10 years president yako ata 3650 days. So chilaba unfair na ngumule chita compare omuntu tetumwamba kuchita compare omuntu utere 10 minutes no muntu watere full season last season. It is very unfair ukuchita compare omuntu akweba ati ate afe 10 minutes muri game mwambe kulanda tawe uyu muntu umbi watere season yonse mairo aingisha 20 goals. So muri 20 goals tetimo muntu webe okweba tayama goals yengisho uyu muntu muri 10 days muri 10 minutes out of one match kuti alingana no uyu muntu watere 90 minutes. What am I trying to say? Fondela ndafya kweba ati president hakainde ichilema akwete 5 years term yakwe and muri term yakwe ila 5 years umwina nakwata plan on how he wants to develop this country. For a long time before tatura ingira muri new dawn development eyo twakwete yali haphazard. Ngaranda haphazard yali fie eyo abantu balekala mu office mu aircon. Na ikala muri aircon nasha ale mfomwera ulepita ero atontonkanya ati ku chifuna buli balefu ayekishima. Ero abene abali kuchifuna buli Himba abene abali kuchifuna buli balera tifwe taturefwa ekishima ifo kuno turefwa ya shed umwa kusungira fertilizer nga twapokerera. So fwe bakwata ulubali ne shuko yakuya mu masukulu ya mu eyo beta social work twala ite fifire kitaye chechi as participatory development ubuyantanshi ubwakubomfya abantu abene abantu baleyirangire cyo balefwaya pakweba ati ubuteko bwasuminishanya n'abantu ubuteko bwasuminishanya n'abantu cyo balefwaya ero cyo mwachita implement. So for the past 1 year we have seen less of white elephants. Ama white elephants singana kama white elephants fishing the piribula. Of course one set that one monapo elephant who are white. Meaning if ama projects aya shisumini shikwe na community eko muletwala
ama university aya luba
na ama universities eyo mwatwalira omuntu university kuriyo kwale ku university mwamba atwalira university state mwatwalira fish restocking program kurwa pula ku northern province abantu bali ba fishing. So university is very important but priority list abenenga baranda turefo ku study stock imimana development ichita demand ukweba ati bapere ni fyo berefwaya. So
it important university ba mianda but ila aluba futi neyo ine mwatwalo kuli wrong futi ya aluba yanukuka.
Exactly. So ichirenga filia chakweba ati abantu abene background panshi mwabapere cyo tabalefwaya nomba nishi ntungulu shikunu mokushateme no kupera abantu ko tafide tabalefwaya inenga nemianda nga ndefwaya for example twasuminishanya na bamukerabayi na bazimba twasuminishanya okweba ati bamukerabayi bali kwata kampani y'amaboho ina narawo mfwana na bamukerabayi olo mbebe okweba ati pali boho iyi eyo tulingira okulipira 20,000 or 50,000 bamukerabayi ine ndembere quotation ndembere quotation ya 150,000 imwe bamukerabayi mukalali ya 20,000 110,000 naine kulioba nkwete kunumo okuba balingira okulyamu so twalesanga okweba ati mulandu bena bakwete abantu ebo benga bombana beno kwati balye corruption ebo lebo benga bombana bena bale kitama boho abali kukifuna buli nangu balefu ayo skulu ine mu office mo njikere mu yako nalala ndo kweba ati mulefu ata mulefu ba Himba ukoko muli kulefu ka boho so twaraisa tuimbe boho pa skulu apa lefu ka 2 classroom blocks so i development yo baletere participatory development muri uyu mwaka twamona irelenga ukweba ati pa grassroots abantu abene bayisalira development yo balefu so what are the benefits? My benefits in Shabantu Balakwata.
Bamianda, before we go to the benefits, remember our program, we are rating what the UPND has done.
Exactly, this is where I'm going.
Yes, now just hold your thought. Let me just recognize the presence of Bamianda in the team and Frankie. Frank maise ni ndiposheni kwa abantu.
Kwena lesa waluse katwishinga toekala shana bekala chalo konsoko mule tambira ndesubira muri fyo bwino bonse.
So Zimba alana temo kumonana namwishwe kutwafumine balela sama panga so nga wafika kwati lero nishwa waishwa ati ali mpusa panga nomba tabuli. Back to you Bamianda, please go ahead.
Mkwai so muri fyonse funa rondolola rating yandi yakweba so far fyonse fufwaika pali foundation ya economy kukula economy isuma tulefi mona tetififyale ama results immediately. What are some of the things efo omuntu alingiro kutisamu kutungulushi wakwe pakweba tumwambe okumuchita rating entungulushi isuma. Number 1, ntungulushi isuma tailingiro kwata akapatulula eko twale mona kunu maka kweba ati imwe bamukerabayi ngani mwebo ba MP ba chipani echo inene president shirefumako CDF tamwaimone ukufika lelo yonse ama constituencies 156 na yapokerera umulingo wa 24.7 million Zambian kwacha icho chire pilibulo kweba ati uyu president tukwete talesala ukumono kweba ati akale kunu mokutwale umfuapo na ba president balera ndati mvotereni pakweba ati mukamone development votereni pakwa ati mukamone development mini votere oyo nde iminika development tayakese kai inene bonkwete kasaka kandalama so panyo ngoite kasaka kandalama twali mwana baleshana no kushana bamwati baina kasaka kandalama ni aba
I'm
meaning
going to hand over power to myself.
Meaning bonse abashiri mupepi no umuntu kasaka kandalama tete bakamone pandukai mukwapa.
Thank you so much, Wamianda. I'll come back to you. Wamkelebai, how are you rating the UPND? Out of 10, what's your percentage? And is the UPND in the right path? at the moment.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity again to give my ratings. Last week, my rating was 8 out of 10. I was given that as question. And the reason why I rated 8%, I gave them 8 out of 10, is because of what they have done that the previous regime could not do in 10 years. They did it in 1 year. And it's not that we are just trying to praise this government, because we have point of references. We are pointing back at where we came from. And that's the reason why we are able to say, when we make comparisons to rate ourselves today, we can tell that this current government is doing the right thing at the right time. Yes, a lot of people, they are busy complaining just because the prices of fuel has gone up, and we know why we have such kind of problems. But remember, there is no hunger crisis in Zambia. There is no hunger crisis. Whoever is trying to lie, tell the people that there is hunger in the country, then they are not being truthful to the Zambian people. They are being deceitful, because many Zambians have 3 meals a day. At the same time, we know that change does not come so easily. Many people do not like change. The very fact that there's a new leadership or there's a new government, other people find it a threat, other people find it a challenge, just because there's a different government. They want to do what they used to do, that to them that was comfortable. Kuli beena filafine baleeta ntama mukuya mukufola empia nga bamona bena lusambo bayisa muku bafolesha empia, bamona bena inonge bayisa puma market mukisa bafolesha empia. To them that was development. But nifirya tulanda ati nga olesunga omwana ati most laws tulanda sitepo. Sitepo means just destroying, or rather spoiling a child. You are giving a child with a gold, is it a silver spoon, and without forgetting to teach that child how to go and make money, or how to put food on the table. What are the tools used to bring food on the table? Abengi abajaile mukupokelela empia baja banajaila kupokelela chabendrama. Ndiye bamene badandauka lero masiku ano kuona kuti boma ya lero siyisebenza, because banajaila kupokelela ndrama kupasiwa ma 100 kwacha, ma 20 kwacha. To them, that's what they thought. But meanwhile, they forgot. Banaivala kuti ndrama zamene banali kupokelela zija zenze zawo manje zenze chemu manja y'abantu bamozi, just a group of people banizofuna zipasa bwenzifaka pamwamba pati pasogolo kuti mwe mbaone ati beve basevenza, beve ni bachinondo, beve bali na ndrama, balibe kaso. So lelo mukachita compare, mukachita ma comparison na bamene benzi kufolesa ndrama baja zenze nzano. Lelo pakuleterani ndrama zili zano, not as an individual, not at papa market weka, but pakuleterani ndrama ma CDF as a community. Vana vanu bachite benefit na beve. There are those youths who have no jobs, who have no relatives, who have no connections to speak to someone so that they can corruptly give money, bribe money to somebody so that they are given a job or they are given something. Today, the money is available. All you do is to sit down with people that understand how to form a cooperative or apply for a loan. And this is why we want to tell the government today to say, a system yamene munaleta kuba mbiri ni anyu. So tikupe mpani kuti muchite explain mumitundu. Yamene kuti bantu bonse bamvera. Muchite explain because bambiri sivanapunzire, venangu sivanapunzire. Especially bamene bapanga chongo maninga, bamene banamiwa kuti ndrama kulibe mupoma zichisa circulate. Ndi amene banamiwa ngati mwabauza on a silver platter kubauza kuti mwamene mufunikiro chitira apply so that you can access ndrama is a community development fund. This is how to do, this is how to go about it. I'm telling you, you are going to find that it will be more easier. First, the first cut is the deepest, we know that. That's why ndrama zinakwela maningi. Kuchoka pa 1.6 kuenda po, is it 28 or whatever, 25 million? Manje apatienda mu 28. So we are going to Zajaira. We are going to learn the system, how to access that amount. Stifuna bakulusaka ngati munkala kuchipata bakulusaka babwere kuchoka kuchipata kulusaka kubwera kuchipata kuboro tenga ma projects yanu ya muchipata. AI ndiyo mene balesa hivyo. Tifuna bachipata bamene bamuchipata baupeta uke ba kuchani uko kulundazi bachite form a cooperative or they come up with their own initiative projects so that they can access that money to develop their community. So that in a nutshell, bamene bakungo kamba maningi pali government yalero kuti kulibe mene sevenza balibe chifundo and balibe charge. They are not truthful because it is so unfair, very, very unfair to start pointing a finger at the current government, leaving the elephant in the room. Why are we in this economical stress today? Who caused that?
I'll come back to you.
Yes, please.
I'll come back to you. Zimba. Shemo muli fimo if you are UPND bachita achieve by now, then how are you also rating the UPND government? Bantu imwe mulelanda ati ba UPND n'ababomba ulatalika akutalika lobe nga uletalika chala kukola chala kuipaya uletalika ati ba UPND tabale bombolole mfajela see the good work the UPND is doing fimbo poke yo ni issue yobe. I'm asking you to take us through the things which the UPND has done and also you rate the UPND.
Yeah, na toteranga nanshi kumpela kwa kashita. You know, tufuleto ababa kufuma muchumi nangu abakalaluka. Honest mu life ya muntu nsoli onse are very important. You know, abasungu beba tubufibwa kwata molwa epi. Lies have short legs. We need to be very, very honest. I've never seen a government that has employed 30,000 teachers in 1 year. Well, MMD was in power for over 20 years. But why did it get 20 years? From 1990, Basa Mapo, Apotolo and the Puma phases, I have between ba Chiluba, Kusafika Kuri ba Mwanawasa, Tuasafika Nakuri ba Arabi. In the hands of 3 presidents, at the aim of 3 presidents, MMD could not employ over 30,000. 20 solid years. No, but by MMD, PF spent 10 solid years. Shamna employ 30,000 teachers. For me, this is magical. Nangunshitasha. Chimbecho nalala ndokuwa chachi nefi uteko utaule bomba. These are some of the things we want. Abanensu baraba bakuli chilechi panchimbi. That's why me have no mercy. Kuli chilechi panine bakala anjerela kofena have no mercy for them. Let them rate me as a bad person, but sometimes in life we need to be factual. Nechishinka. I've never seen a government that has employed in 1 solid 1 year, employed 11,000 health workers. No, but UPND.
Frankie, Mleland your number it looks so nice. Why UPND that nabachta. But again, abantu batabakwete kwa kwikala.
Really actually are very straightforward. When we look in the backlog, nangu kuchinsa twali kwete chinsa emubali twali piling abantu abayikere okufuma mu 1990 twalefira okukula mayanda y'aba nurses, twalefira okukula amayanda y'aba teachers. Ngamwa you agree with me, Zambian setup yonse ama secondary schools yali kwete what we called basic housing units. Each school yali kweteko at least ka teachers compound. Abantu abashaka nama institutions like big institutions like hospital nga twaya for say yakitwe teaching hospital yali kwate fyo bati compound yaba bomfi bafure bale ababomba muri kiye chipatala nomba lelo from the period of 1990 until EPF and 2021 the only sector eko twambire kumona abantu bambo kula amayanda nikuli ba polisi. Nomba turero shapali ba teacher abantu balesambirira balefuma mu teaching service basambirira okusambira maskulu batita graduate. After batita graduate abantu bale ikala feta pali wale bengisha twapiling ono mwaka nga ni 5000 teachers tapade kwako batwala twapiling afye na uyu mwaka. Now in a period we are saying nga twabura MMD period, twabura na PF period, we are talking of a period of 30 solid years, which is not a joke. Now out of 30 solid years, proportion or the equivalence twale English shapo twala sango kutila ubu teko bulimbwala ingisha ba teacher 2000 na 6000 na bumbi ubu teko bwaisa na bwana bwa ingisha nimbi 3000 or 6000 just like that. But tulela boko what maybe the proportion of graduates or tule kwata yeli is 10,000 ero twa ingisha hapo 2000 8000 wala abama students aba tsa graduate fully na mapepala lero tabakwete employment. That's why twashire mwena mushrooming of private sector schools. If you patale fyama private na fyama fyatachane fyafula. But this government, when it came in play, yes, but no, we need to employ people as a government, because in government there's stability. Who do you employ to government? What they look for is stability than look private sector. In Bimairo muntu boss ovenga afulwafye. Ukonga isa na pusana nga niwa madda munga fyakuisa uchasa is avati wena kutamfia nchito. But the wrong government is not like that. There's social security.
No. Nala wela, nala isa kulimwe. Bamianda. Mulelanda tuwa UPND na babomba. Bazimba namba rating aba UPND mwapela shinga out of 10.
Ine nga kwali womuntu chitareti chichipani cha mfyashi wa mano. Inenda bapela fina 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Nangu ni 100 nene nachonga. I'll be a very honest lecture. Yes, we may have teething issues here and there, but some of the things we need to accept, they are not things that have been brought today. There are things, if you are to Asha, as far as 10 years, 20 years ago. Let me just give you an example. In a rating, muimputula in staff ya mumpe fye ingini nkwata fya kususana fifula. But amaritaris fye kabeka. Let's be very honest. Mushani kwetu wa mfure baritari baba peratim ba fola kandalama. Twalikala ishita ya MMD. Ngani uyu mwaka wapu ile kwani ba mayo ba mwabale camping na permits of.
Viewers, I think we've lost Zimba. Viewers, thank you so much for being with us. Wherever you are, you can join us through the link that has been shared on the platform. Please come through. We want to hear your views. We want to hear how you feel about the current government. We want to hear how you are going to rate government. Bamianda, imwe mukamba kuti government ya sevenza. Ni rating rate government. Then, after mwanishita rate, I want you ukulanda mukamba ya sevenza. But people are still babwela bena kwa social media tawe kulibe drama, babwela kulibe minkwala. So imwenkani ya minkwala yeba bwera after mwanipasa rating yanu nifuna mwishiteri rate na kuminkwala yeba kambati there's a shortfall of minkwala.
Yeah, so in a rating younger, I'm putting it at 7 out of 10. I'll only be able to add 2. I'll only be able to add 2 more to bring it to 9 out of 10. When I see ministers rising up to the occasion to explain government policies for a long time now.
So now we are saying it's 9 out of 10?
It's 7.
7, okay, 7 out of 10. That's your rating. So number 1 year, is it 15 or 16 months? Tuwapela 7.
Inawapela 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Tunafaa kuwapela 9. But imbi kufisha 8. Tunawapela wafisha 8 out of 10. Ngachakwe bati vale kama politics ya vyakulola vye. Ama politics ya vyakulola vye, ama politics ya kwe bati for now. There are a lot of alarmists in this country. Abantu abalechita alarm situation.
Therefore, mlande makamaka pamiti. Paminkwala yo shotela mu hospitals. Webango imba yetimvela baliza ngoma okubaliza ngoma. I want you to talk about that.
I want to be able to rate the performance of UPND kubapera 8. If they stop the vyakulola type of politics, where people are going to the extremes and our leadership are just watching. You know, vyakulola type of politics makes fools look like they are very wise. So as we speak now, the economy is supposed to be rated by economists. Yet we are listening to fools in blogs talking about Insala. Insala is not something small, Himba. The world, we live in a global village. We live in a global village. As such, twikala mucharo cho twakuminkana ne charo chonse twalirunda kuli UN. Ichiputulwa chafyaro fyonse. And muri UN, mwali putulwa fimbi over Twitter to World Food Program. Yonsoro tumone Nsala. Ichiputulwa cha UN ichitwa World Food Program. Chile rubilo. Mrandu wakwe batwali kumika kufyaro fimbi. So Insala is something that is detected by people that are trained. Insala chintu chimo echo bakonka and munsala bali kwa tama parameters eo bakonka. Nobody in apa unu mwako tufumine. Icharo chesu bali chichitirerate as the 3rd hungriest country. Icharo cha number 3 mufyalo fya Nsala. Loko tuwafumine okukwino kubantu abale yuma mchesti. Abale yumba tibali wemye Zambia. Zambia yali rated 3rd hungriest. Icharo pafyalo fyonse fyalo kom world. Twaliba number 3. Icharo cha Nsala. Ayoma ratings ya fumine kuma bodies. Aya ikuputura fya UN. Ifyalela ndokwe bati icharo cha Zambia. Chachita satisfy. Icharo cha Zambia. Na chifikirisha. Ama mita parameters zeo tukonka.
Mianda, just hold your thought. Over to you, Mkelebai. We've got 2 people in the studio who've joined us. Please welcome them and give them the opportunity to speak their mind. Then we'll come to Mianda.
Yes, mawombe na flash. Mawomba shani.
Tua misengela.
Zimba lesu. Mayo muri shani muri febweno.
Tuli febweno mwendume. Tuwe ni mwe nani and welcome to the program.
Bodu inina ngushilandi kwa. Ine pamongo musepela.
Mkwai.
Ine pamongo musepela. sosere misepera kwena ife obuteko bulebomba nangu ife bakateka abamano ngefe bazimba nabakana besapa balanda chitabu shikubwa chano bwahira ichanta shinamusengera kana besa pali bali abantu abarebepo kuchilo mufipatala tamuli emichi kwena natimona ka video kali kati mpera sana instansa nokulondowela abantu nabambi aba mu communities ukwishibo kwe bati mukwa
before tamlaya patali wendu meshandi. How are you rating first to paper out of 10 ba UPND mleba pela shinga
hapo mwaka unga umo
mkwai
ndeba pela 7 out of 10 7 out of 10 necho nalaba yes echo nalaba pelela 7 out of 10 shatala monapo mukufyalwa kwandi mu buteko bonso bwa kufumako ubwale tuteka kunumo nangwile twaja abayiche shatala mfuapo ubuteko bwangisha 30,000 teachers pamukumo mpu echa number 1 cho ndeba pelela 7 out of 10 then echa number 2 ndeba pelela pamulando wako bayingisha ama health workers abali 11,000 nempusho icho chile parents kuli ifufwe mayutsi fwe bashakwete bambya machito fwe bachulile limbitu alisambile almost 10 years ago pamukumo kateko amano Africa fe nokutupere nchito mpu twaingira machito then chimbi chakwe bati abafyashi besu nangu bashikuru besu ababombera obutekwe emyaka n'emyaka imyaka eshingi ababale tushika mu kubomba kwabo kupitana okutumwa mu mapango ku station bapuisha babapera pension impia tabale bapera lero mufyashi wa mano afikire pye no kubapera mpu abapera mama nate then chimbi cha butatu icho tingabe chimbi na chena chakwe bati CDF impia tashare umfuika na kuma previous government ya afumine kwa acho kwali bana CDF I think once chimwampera ko chimwa ba witness over that impia sha CDF tashare umfuika na pati kwali bana CDF at the moment abantu balestana claim kwe bati turefu ya CDF itutsire kwetu turefu impia sha CDF tukure kwechaso mu community tutste kwechaso mu community mama nate icho chirera ngo kwe bati mufyashi no buteko bwakwe ama cabinet ministers yale bomba okufuntula ubuyantanshi bwa cyaro chesu kya Zambia then chimbicho ndesa kondesa mukosesha
nalabwela kulimwe panono just hold your thought nalabwela kulimwe Bachiluba, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can. And if it is possible, my dear brother, can you switch on your camera?
Okay, I'm in my bedroom. I like listening to this program. Let me sit near the chair in my bedroom.
Okay, for today,
yes, sure.
Yep. I would love to know how are you rating the government out of 10? What's your rating and why are you giving them that mark?
Okay. Appreciate for that, and I'm going to rate them based on what they promised, not on what the previous governments did, MMD, PF, UNIP. No, for me, the rating is based on what they promised. There's 4 more years to go. Is it 3 point something years to go? But in the first year, the rating for me is very low because of, I think they overpromised. So I'm giving them a 4 out of 10. And that 4 is the things that they've achieved, which they promised that they would do when they form government. They never said in 5 years. They said immediately we form government, we are going to do ABCD. They've employed teachers, they've employed nurses, which is extremely good. Yes, they have a long way to go. Those people need homes. They need a stable pay. We don't want to be hearing payment delayed here and there, things like that. And then the next 6 ratings is what they've missed. I think most of the important things that Zambians were looking for when this new government comes in, is price of commodity. But what we are seeing is totally the opposite. Fuel is something that is very, very critical. Personally, I'm really affected. I stay in Makeni. I work near Manda Hill, just opposite Manda Hill. I spend 2,100 every month just on fuel, without even lunch, just on fuel. So you can imagine the kind of costs that I incur just for me to move from my home to go and work. I end up even carrying lunch from home just to save money, which is not very ideal. We expected that to go down. Now, coupled with high cost of fuel, price of commodities, it's a trend in Africa. When the price of fuel goes up, everybody rises up and say, oh, even me, I'm going to increase that and increase that and that. So for me, the rating is based on what they promised to do, not what the previous government was doing bad or MMDPF. No, I'm not focusing on that. So that is my rating. I'll come to the other points if I'm given a chance. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Brother Chiruba, can I take over this Himba for a moment? Brother Chiruba, thank you so much for your ratings. It has been wonderful to hear. You have been honest. You're very honest. But I just want to go back to he's not here. But I'll maybe get back to you, brother. Okay, I wanted to just a follow-up question to Brother Chiruba. Have you taken into account to consider what could have precipitated to this rise of commodities, fuel, for example? Have you understood, or do you think the government is doing it deliberately just to violate, just not to fulfill their promise?
Thank you for that question. I'll be very, very honest. I'm an engineer by profession. So I don't understand the gymnastics of all these economy and things like that. But so for me, I'll act just as an ordinary Zambian listening to a person telling me, if I come into power, I'm going to do this. That is all that will matter to me. But if they can come to me and tell me, okay, look, we have failed. The reason we have failed to do this, it's because we thought it would be like that and be like that. I think we'll understand. The fear, I think, in most of the Zambians today is that they were promised. And I think there was so much confidence in a lot of people, in a lot of us, considering that the words were coming from economists,
Thank you so much. When the promise were being made, did the UPND, I don't want to support them, I just want to be the devil's witness here. Did the UPND put up a time frame when they were going to fulfill those promissory notes, or they just put it as a blank?
Let's get to that.
Before you answer that, I wanted Zimba. Sorry, sweetie. I wanted Zimba to respond to the issue that he thinks could have arisen to the raise or in commodities.
Okay,
but
let's
over to you,
we have another guest in the studio. We have another guest in the studio, Mr.
I didn't see. Sorry, Wallace.
Yes.
Me over.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see. My apologies, Badala. The problem is Tonga. That's why I couldn't see him.
Mr. Mioba, welcome to the program, and please greet
Thank
our
you very
viewers.
much. Thank you very much. Can everybody hear me there?
Yes, we can, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. My video is absolutely not available today. Sorry about it.
Okay, well, for today we'll allow you to speak without a video, but next time, sir, please switch on your video.
Yeah, I will definitely improve my phone. Thank you very much. I just want to rate UPND. I'll tell you why I'm rating them 8 out of 10.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, they have done a lot of things within a short spare of time. They have linked, no wonder the president actually became the best president of the year in Africa. He just in 1 year, the whole African, countries, they had to actually recognize him that he worked so hard. And free education was achieved. A lot of people who were struggling now, they can take their children. Those people, even those from PF, they are able to actually enjoy that free education. So the government has helped those people who are paying 70,000 in schools. That money, they can use it for other things. So the government has actually given a bit of money in the pocket by taking the children to school free. And then Zambia has been linked to a lot of countries now. Actually, internationally, I'm happy and proud to say I come from Zambia, because Zambia now is linked, by all international, not on a bad side, on a good side. Look at the Kwacha has gained more than Rand actually this time. People want to come to work in Zambia from South Africa. People want to come to work in Zambia from Malawi, from Congo. Because of the Kwacha has gained, inflation is really, really gone down. In England, the inflation is 11%. But in Zambia, they have reduced it to 9.6%, which is really, really a plus, So at least I know there is one thing that I'm so bitter as well, is communication. The last speaker says, if they came and told us to say, we are not doing very well in this because of ABC, I think the Zambian people will understand. And that's why I gave them, 8, because they are actually struggling in communicating to Zambians why they are not actually improving on fertilizers distribution, why they are not improving on fuel. It's international, yes, but the Zambian people, common Zambian people in rural areas, they need explanations. So Ministry of Education, Information needs to do more to sensitize and explain why fuel is actually expensive. And how long is it going to stay like that? So we need answers. Government needs, we don't need the president every time to explain that. There are a lot of ministers in these ministries. There is a spokesperson for the government, but they are not doing enough to support the president. I rest my case.
Exactly.
Sorry,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm reading. I can hear you.
Yes, Badara, Twalumbaka Party for your contribution. But however, don't you think that also people are contributing to the lack of information flow because they choose not to listen to the government-owned institutions, and they would rather go on Facebook and listen to the propaganda that is being spread by these for these other opposition that are busy precipitating or rather spreading falsehood instead of following the information. I feel like people are not following. They don't know where to get information. Information is there. The Minister of Information, they're publishing on their page what the government is doing, but it's not us. It's us Zambian who are not following. Do you think that could be also a contributing factor that we would rather get hooked on TikTok, Twitter?
But
Facebook?
let me just come in on that. This is a modern world. I mean, we are changing. The social media, it's becoming the effective tool of communication. So if people they go to Facebook, they go to WhatsApp, they go to Twitter. I think for me, this is where the generation is, and this is what is available now. So if the communication should happen, let the government use those tools as well to communicate to the people. If once in a while, let our minister come, talk to the people through the social media. Anyway, I just jumped on. Mr. Mioba, do you want to react to that?
Mr.
Yeah,
Mio,
well,
yes, please.
I totally agree what Mr. Mukeleva is, was trying to say. Yeah, but still, the government had not put a deliberate, strategies to counteract those propagandas from social media, because social media, propagandas always go quicker and very fast. And the people, especially where we come from, people like lies and they enjoy it and they listen more than the truth. So we need someone actually to counteract. If someone is coming on the social media, talking about propaganda, someone should come from the government following there to say that is not true. What is the true picture now is ABC, ABC. But we hear propagandas are there, but no one is actually counteracting to correct the public from what they heard yesterday to the truth today. That's where we are lacking there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Myoba. And I'm sure the UPND and the government at large are listening, that the public there is crying loudly that there should be the strong strategy of communication on all the platforms. Let it be the media houses, the social media, which is the strongest tool of communication at the moment, because that's the generation. We are in the 21st century, and I mean that's what people are using. You can communicate, you can read, you can get information. You are in the car, you are at school, you are having your meal. You can. So that is the cry from the public. I only hope the government leaders will take that into consideration. Valevi mwaise enku program.
Thank you very much. It's just that the network is bad. I'm listening and I've been following.
We can hear you, my brother. What is your rating of the UPND government and why are you giving them that rate?
Okay, so I think with me, if I was to rate the UPND government, I would rate at least at 80%. And
Okay.
why am I rating at 80%? I think so far, so good with how things are being balanced. I think they've done a great job. It's not easy to stabilize the things, especially if they are not in order. So at least within the shortest period of time, we are seeing that there is change indeed. Implementations, communication, the system, the way government offices are operating nowadays is something that we have to also make a comment. The only thing that is remaining, I think, where they should just work on is the implementation on the lower grounds. Like when something has been spoken, it should be recent and worked on in the lower offices. I think that's my comment. I have a lot, but for now, I think that is what is important.
Thank you so much, and may God be with you, my dear. Compliment of the season as we go into the 2023.
Even my four highest father, they are compliment of the season. Mr. Mukelevai, compliment of the season, my father.
Thank you so much.
I've seen that here with the lady with 4 eyes. So now you're also 4 eyes. So I think I'm following.
Thank you so much. Mukelevai, it's like internet is not in our favor.
Unfortunately, that's the sad part, because I see our colleagues.
I'm having some network challenge here.
If our Zimba, our Mianda could come back, and Wachiruva, if the IT you could bring those people back, that would be amazing. So we could make follow-ups. It was a good conversation we're having with the gentleman, and I know I'm supposed to be also being interviewed, but I want to help the sweetheart here because she's the only black sheep.
No. Thank you so much.
I thought I was the only black sheep here.
No. Don't worry. You mean by don't worry, Wachiruba, you are not a black sheep. You are a Zambian, and we love you, and we want you to know that your contributions are well accepted and well taken. We don't want to be praising. Like I said in my preamble, I don't want to be the person praising the president even when he does something wrong. I want to speak spade a spade, call a spade a spade. Let's not sugarcoat. So, Wachiruba, you are most welcome to give, to say, to criticize. You have criticized in a very reasonable way. Unlike what you see from our brothers, the opposition, who are busy calling, they have now become physician, where they are diagnosing people with sicknesses. To me,
thank you so much. We'll get to that point. Bachiluba, this is Ubuntu Friday politics. Here, there's nothing like Nalandefi. We are all Zambians, and we are here to speak our mind for the development of our nation. We are here to talk about whether you belong to where, whether you are what. The only thing that brings us together is being Zambian. And it's very impressive if Zambians will come out and speak about our country, about our economy. It's very impressive in the different ways. If you are all agreeing,
Zimba is here before the network. Jealousy takes him off.
Over to you.
Yes, it's a pity Romeo was just left, is not here. But it's good, Bachilua, you are here. I want to agree to both of you, gentlemen. But it's lack of communication. And naimo Bachilua mwachitala mwasoso kutira limbita batweba. I want to agree with you. Pali yoyashi. Umuntu ushishibe alishupo kumweba tau kana alikwebere. Chali nganga tulefu myomupu. But where we have a problem, where we have a problem is lack of information trickling down to a common Zambian.
Exactly.
Ulelondolola ababena Zambia. Ifintu file chitika na nguvu fyo buteko bulechita ni nani epo tukwatira mafyapo ile na cheba tinalaba chitareti bwino 10 out of 10 because I've seen ubuteko kwali chita extremely tremendously well. But lelo pamulandu wakanalanda na abantu tule kwata ile breakdown of information so tatuishibe ichi abantu bale tontonkanya nefi abantu beshibe muchishinka fuel yali wa on a rise consefie Muzambia mweka. In fact Muzambia fuel is even cheaper na turanda fina tureba mu South Africa fuel is at 33 kwacha.
You are right. I agree with you on that one.
Fuel is expensive. Aine no mbata pali ule milondolo ila imuna ine echo fuel idulire. So bonse twala mona kwatirimbi buteko bwachitira dala bwafiro kuchita for fuel yo promise. But there are external factors that affect to the increase of fuel. And one of the major factor up to date is that we have problem on area shiriaku Ukraine na Russia. Up to date, the major suppliers ba oil, bari kaka kwa manachi, bari isarira, bari ikakila. Number where we are sourcing fuel is another issue. Now, the second factor is that fuel in a twisa mkuleta. Ila in then itayabana fully functional to alisala in then because for a long time the twashitemo machinery ili yonse mundeni. Ngalengo kutila to ambo kula ichila refined fuel kuchitureshita fuel ile yakwati ili packaging ero yanga twaisa na yokonono nomba toamba extract ya kufumia mu parafini diesel then twapanga na petrol. But lelo tufule twashite fuel separately because in deni is not now a refinery. Ni storage fiebeka tubepa. It's just a storage plant. Tapa fyo barechita. So meaning, if we have to procure fuel, if we have to procure fuel, in the same way, to ashitira charmwe refined kare muri petrol, ne refined kare muri diesel. Nga mwamone echo bachiruba. Tamwamona tirerura parafini ya lishota, Muzambia. Icho muna nduwa kutira, indeni tairi functional. Chimwa tiria, indeni tusunga fyo kwati ma container na tapira mo fya menshi. Nga nabo fya fucha again na sa tapira mo. Na iturula just like that. A process kwetemu. But those are just a few of the factors that are nga few wicheshani inine kumuru. Nomba lelo. The prices na commodity yengina yena na kwatama ama factors ayapusene. Today Zambia is what we call a liberalized economy. Liberalized economy tila na ngomo chipiri ulamokulosha kutila. Percentage 80% of the economy is run by private sector. Karenga tuabwele kwa kaunda tuwarikwete balabo tuware batu ba price controller. Mini nubunga le longa bwadula balaba price controller kaunda le batu makayeni mubebe bali atubunga bafule babika pali umutengo. Nomba era tuafumine muri ya sector. Individual yonse ali kwata makaya kubula umutengo chipya chibika pa mutengo la refwaya. Ukulingana na profit na ngwimpia ingishemo. So turero shapali capital mwina ingishemo ngati taka curate na ma transport nefya sharanga bali ngacha muloko nefya bonfishe transport chonsero wasabiko mutengo wa chipe. Government ta ingiremo iyo. Lero ngafipe fya kufuma kunse ya chalo. Zambia today totally depends on exports. Yarema exports tule kwata like kama peanut butter nefya shala. Tufule tuwaishu kwa tupali duty ile ripirwa. Na transport ile fumanga cha fuma kusa Africa na Zimbabwe pali uenshe pali traki. Asa chileta muno mtengo wala bika wala boa pusana. Nomba tuwalachi tashani control if you pay the prices ya if you pay. Muchalo ngakutifya bwela panshi. If nomba bakateka bale luisha. Uku making sure the inflation rate ya ile pona. Tuwalafika kwa at least kuli a single digit. Tuwalipali level ya kuchira na 15 ukia kumurubatire lo yafika kuna pali 9%. Nomba ngacha kutila we had made Zambia an industrious country. Tuambo kula ichita produce tumotuntu like in a toothpick fia kutonkwela mmeno. Tuabanga a producing country. Tatuakwate impact ya kuladila chaka aka toothpick kari dula yo. Nangu tuakwata industry ile ya kwa tufidaba president wa iberi muri budget iture kwata mu 2023. Iyo bengishe 300 million muri famine feka yeka. Barefu atuambio kusambili kula fya kula sungama sabi, ukusungama keto, na fimbi. How do we grow the economy through those sectors? Ngachakuchira fuwebe netu wala ipangira peanut butter na temwako muma market ndapita nali munamuna abantu bamwe bachita small scale entrepreneur. Mwasa nga bashitaka gayo akanono alega afye mbalala. So shashi nembalala nga bagaya bapanga mochi mpondwa. Kare twaishibe fyo kutwa mwibende nga watu bachichi mpondwa tachare bana refined na chikwata ko limonenseke. But lero ichichi konko bale twalero chile ba refined sana because naba kwata ko bambituma machine. Nomba if that was done at a large scale. Na alamu pera example ya bako nga mwa Eastern province. We have an NGO run company called Komako. Baraba buleta peanut butter ila mwana Shoprite na mwa merchandise store ya minga wa pick and pay beba titswald. Apa bana ne chinso fuifi. Ilia ya bako mako ebare panga peanut butter no kutuletera ilia after bena bachita refine. Number if that was done at a large scale, you and me will agree ukwe bachitukare kuchita import peanut butter. In peanut butter yoture ipangira tashani ya chipako. So there are so many other things if you to require. I am agreeing with you. If you to require kutira church nama prices ya yalepona. But in echo mfwanda fuatu abafuma muchumi. This president we are dealing with is not a magician. That's one factor that we should agree. This president is not a papa wakwate I see job wapapeni. This president is a human being just like you and me.
I see a university. I see a road.
And he has to work through processes He has to work through policies. Agreeing na abantu bambi ko na tusuminishanye bane tubikepo ichigaya hapa. Tabule fyerero emme fija chiba ma dictatorship countries. A president maybe will just rise lero nkusai bokwati pato alabika po ichigaya tawa mtalike Kagame ku Rwanda. Umwini ala chitefe. But where we live in today, mkusoso kutila, it is a collective responsibility. Echo fwaya lyonsende komaila kwe ichi. Governance is a collective responsibility in a democracy. Before talachitechi lichonse president, tuwalikuwa tanenga ndayama funde, oko veka laba MP. Ngani paloko level, tuwalikuwa tamanga ndayama funde, paloko kanso. Nomba ababantu eba chita inakti ya mwama funde ale afwa imwena ineba chiru. Nomba problem tukwete te central government. Ni ababe ni abantu tuwabika at local government level, na abantu bali mu parliament. That's why for me, I'm beginning to worry nomba intunguru shitulisala at these levels. Mwalasa ango kwa chintunguru shimwasala pa local government, are interested dukusuna fyempanga. Aka mipangira policy nshi. CDF is at local government level. How many of these our MPs, how many of these our councillors are utilizing to the fullest? Ukulondolo ila abantu efyo ine CDF ibom. Mwalasa ngo kwa MP wala asuko kuchira CDF ini scam. Nombanga we muntu wa ushibomba ku council tawichi we nefisions. Wala umfashana. Ero limbuwa sanga limbile ro MP asa soso kuchira ne CDF ile mbombera. Nomba I'm beginning to see a difference. There's this MP ule ndo kwa tinechita chile mbombera. Then there's this another MP ule batawe kwena this is a darling. It is working well. So where we have a problem is we need to coordinate, regardless whether to remove opposition, we should work for the people. Abantu bavota, not to become power, so that they entrust us with that authority to execute a certain duty.
Thank you so much, Frankie. Thank you so much. We'll get back to you.
All right, okay.
Do you have a reaction to that? Vachiluba, are you there?
Mkoi. Awe fibalondolo la.
Mike, yabura muted.
Okay, now.
Yes.
You can go ahead.
But I think if we are all listening very well, Zimba, you will see that everything is said boils down to one thing: communication. And I think that is something that we've seen in the government. From the beginning, government here formed. It was even difficult to know who was the Minister of Information, because ababalanda kwefi, actual Minister of Information nabe nabalanda, director mu Minister of Information nabe nabalanda. At some point there was even a conflict, I remember, about who's supposed to say what. And I think that is where the confidence has not worked very well with some of us when it comes to this government. Even when it comes to, I like what Madam Wachilanda. In today's world, we know the communication channels. As a government, you can form those accounts and be able to clarify some information, give people the right information through those channels. Look at United States, even the police force there. They have an account on Twitter, they have an account on Instagram, they have an account everywhere. Even the US government, even this most important Department of Justice, they have accounts in all these. They know this is a communication channel today. You can't let people who are not in government are the ones giving information. People will believe that because you, the government, are quiet. You're only coming up when 10 or 15 messages have gone through, and then you realize, okay, this is going to look bad now. Let's say something. It's bad already. So by the time Mulela and Dani ship into Nafiona Kakale. And I'll just talk a bit about some of these small issues. I won't take long. Like the issue of medicine and fertilizer. We were told, oh, fertilizer distribution has started. The next thing we heard, no, it's this, there's delay. No, yes, the government in parliament, they argued and all kinds of things. We have a very big depot, our Omnia fertilizer. Believe me, today, our road is blocked in a McKinney Road. Ask anyone who stays good. trucks they send the fertilizers to taking to distribute fertilizer. So I can imagine this is almost January. But if you ask, they'll tell you, no, to distribute. But we are seeing some of those things. So the information is not correct. The information is not flowing correctly. If they tell us, okay, yes, we are late, like the president said, okay, we'll do better next time. That's how it should be. But if the minister is saying, no, it's a lie, then the president comes and said, no, we'll do better. Already within the same government, there is conflict. It doesn't give that good confidence. So we need that good flow of information. No one is expecting them to achieve 100% within 1 year. We know that, of course, there's sometimes my campaign message there. It's sweet talk, and which we understand. Now, for US, the sweet talk about Joe Biden, but there he is struggling, but he's trying to achieve what he promised people. We know you cannot achieve in 5 years. You can't say Kakule Misebo 100 immediate reform and you expect them to do that in 1 year. No, that is not true. Me, I was in diaspora. I'm just 1 year, 2 days old in Zambia. In the last 11 years, I was in Sierra Leone. And I know fuel there, when I went there, fuel was way, way cheaper than Zambia. People even used to admire when I was there. But believe me, today, fuel is more expensive in Sierra Leone than Zambia. But me, as Zambian, when I came back, when this government, I was even telling my wife, okay, at least these guys are looking promising. So now, when I came back, I was expecting at least things would be stabilizing. Of course, not in 1 year. So I understand when people say it's not only in Zambia. Yes, this is sometimes can be a global issue, sometimes a regional issue. So these things Zambians can understand as long as that communication is there. But as long as people are being fed by lies, or maybe may not be completely lies, and the government is quiet and only talking after 10 things, or 10 things have happened, 20 things have happened, people won't believe them. People would definitely not believe that, because the damage would have been done already. Thank you.
Vachluba, thank you so much. I'm sure, I only hope our government are listening. Our government leaders are listening, that we are lacking information, and sometimes we are giving too much room for propaganda, and there's no one who is there to give the actual information, and that's why we are struggling. Womkelebai, over to you.
The beauty of democracy is to allow people to exercise their freedom of expression in a democratic dispensation society. Yes, the onus is on us, the people. What message do we have to buy? What message do we have to carry home? Or have we done enough research? Have we done enough, investigations over the messages given to us? When are we going to know? When are we going to know that this is a lie? When are we going to know that this is a scam? Do we have to respond to all the emails that we receive in our email box? I don't think so. We have to also look at the source. We have to be factual, fact findings. Our journalists today in Zambia, we see how they interview our leaders when they are given the opportunity to ask real questions. You find that our journalists, without having done any iota of investigation in their questioning, they just ask based on the propaganda they got,
but
instead of following. So we see, yes, ma'am.
In Zambia or in Africa, the politics we play, they are all about propaganda. So even sometimes, as leaders or as the government, we should also be careful. And even the journalists themselves, they should also be careful, because some of these journalists, they are actually paid. Can't get my politics in Zambia. So then they'll ask, but without the journalist realizing that, one, it is costing on your integrity, especially when you're a young person. It is costing your career, because you are denting your name, and your name is your profile. So ilinga mama journalist, because even these media houses, the journalists are not well looked after properly. They are not well paid properly. So mumwine mtuma press briefing ama questions ngawaya kuli honorable so he's having a press briefing narakupela 500 ukepusheli pushole aso.
Okay, just there, madam. I think now I'm having a lot of challenges with network. I think I would concur with the area what Mr. Chiruba had made the comment. I don't know if you are able to get me. Fimbo Poke, you're welcome. I think one thing that I'll concur, Mr. Chiruba, is that talks are all over. But again, I'll go back to my comment of saying implementations on the lower grades. I'll give a practical example. Our president gives a directive to say this must work. Then he has given that directive. But for the system to update what the directive has come is where the problem is. So now the question is, where is the problem? Then it goes back to what Mr. Zimba was saying on communication. So communication is not properly done the way it's supposed to be done. And that is the 20% I left. Me, I rated at 80%. So I'll give practical examples on the declaration of transfers, uniting families. You get it, huh? There on the top board, it's been said, but how many have received and are enjoying that privilege? Because there are a lot of families that wants to join each other, including even myself. But then the thing is, on the lower grounds and on these other offices, they are not taking things seriously. So is it a sweet talk like Mr. Chiruba said? The answer is no. We are just relaxed on these local offices. The UPND government wants to work hard. Yes.
Sorry to cut you short. Don't you think that we, the Zambian people, we also have a problem? Because our politicians, some government, we don't take them to account. We don't take them to be accountable over the promises they made. Ngabalanda promise apatualaba kwaisa propaganda tutambo people propaganda. Don't you think even the Zambian people we need to improve on that one?
There, madam, I'll ask 50-50 on a truth based that I've had an opportunity to move around and across. So what usually happens, these politicians that we have, when they are in office, don't forget that there's a system that is supposed to be followed. Number one. Number two, we the Zambian people, we are scared and we don't want to learn what is happening in the next office unless that concerns us. So if something is not concerning me, meaning I will not take keen interest to understand what happens in the other office. Then politics of odd days and government of odd days. We are happy now that we have a freedom of expression and these other things. Those days you try to pop your nose in a politician, you are in charge. You're going to be in trouble.
Levi, just hold on your thought.
Yes.
I'm hearing a voice.
Yes.
Is there somebody who'd love to come in?
I also heard some voice.
Okay, please go ahead, Valev.
It was Zimba wanted to say something. I think he's frozen.
Okay. So we both have a meat to chew, both the politicians and the Zambian people. The politicians are there for
Valev, we have Bazimba. Let's hear his reaction. Maybe he's reacting to you. Bazimba, please come in.
Sure.
Mr. Zimba, you can please come in.
Waimba.
I'm quiet.
Valevi vachiwa.
Yes.
Makuma muri bonji mwe.
Makora fimbo poke muri uli. Yes, we are getting you, sir. We are waiting for your
I
comment.
think
I
its
want
connection is not good.
to agree with what Levi is saying. We need, when the
Oh, sorry. The network is bad
Yeah,
for him.
Okay, when we wait for Frankie, Valev wanted to react to you, Valevi. Then you react, then we see if Frankie will come back.
Okay. I totally agree with you, Chirwa, what you are saying about. I think also it boils down to us Zambians. Yes, it's a 50-50. The top leadership also need to take action. And
Yes.
for me, I think I know some of these actions may be difficult to take, especially that they've just been 1 year in government.
And
but
the system
people
they
are not
found.
performing. Yes, people are not performing. They need to be shown also that they need to perform, because you can't wait for too long. This is a government that needs to be moving forward. You can't wait. If people are not performing, show them that, hey, look, there is a bunch of people waiting for this to be achieved. If you are not doing A, B, C, D, you'll be shown the door. And I think people will start changing their attitude. But if we just sit like this, nothing is happening, we get too comfortable. I've never worked in government, but I know the attitude.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the attitude in government offices,
Okay, Bachilu and Valevi, hold your thought. I'll get back to you. Bazimba, before we lose him. Bazimba, you had a reaction.
Network yet a little bit rather. No, but what I was saying is the president in his last speech, but 2023 will be the year of unlocking our rigidities. Now, this is a very good statement that we need to understand what this president meant when he says 2023 is a year of unlocking our rigidities. My rigidity is rigid things. Let me give you a good example of a rigid system. When we elect people in office, they go now in the system. Now the system is what controls people.
Yes.
Now I'll give you a practical example of transport. Let me take you back to Basata. Basata had a plan, a war plan in Suma. Here quite therefore alajiba pamsebo. Iyo naula emisebo because of the tonnage. Sometimes tonnage yaleba over kuchela the actual tonnage if they have a party track maybe. A pack to nang pali uliomsebo. Bale ero bakwete tontonkanyo. Why say what? The only thing that can do that to a courier freight or the courier yakubonfia it rain. And Basata went with that plan, had the professor who explained a proper way of doing things. Tufume, pamusebo, tuambio kulasenda kago pama train. Baleta na baklive chino. But the system that is in transport sector, those are rigid people. Those are some of the people that funded Basata to come into power. And when they saw Kwabat Basata tupoka business ngababi kapatren, the system started fighting an individual called Professor Clive Chilwa. And from there, up to date as we speak now, we don't even have a rail line that can carry things up to that standard or a degree or to. But wow, a 750 million euro bond was borrowed specifically to handle that issue. Now, if you feel Chilo, and therefore stay aligned so that people may understand, these are rigid systems. If we have to unlock these things, Kamopaiso Muntule Pangama decisions, whether they hit an individual but satisfying the masses, it is okay. So now the president has come and saying, this 2023, mwaka wakula kukomonona, aifefintu fia kosa. Filefma system to believe what file bamuli inshila. Efintu balefu abambi kula fumiapo. Yes, I want to agree about you. Now, 2023, I want to see the president firing people in the system. Ukuma chitale ofa bashile bomba. regardless, because abantu balebwe shoku bomba kwa government pantanshi. That our agree nabachiruba very well. There are a lot of people. The president in Gefibachilanda, an instruction can be given. This is a direction I want us to take. But yet, when that instruction is given, people within the system, I want to be very open with you. Every system here, do you know why people came with a lot of mixed feelings? Fertilizer. It's because in the system, balikuliramu amayanda nibachilolobesha nemyutukesha mtengo, because in the system but they were maneuvering here and there. Basesha ka fertilizer nangu tutuma trucks 5 bashitisha that year nabapangana 4 million 2 million badi yake. Now every year they make such money. They came to change into. These are people that will rise against you. So these are people that are rising against the government.
The network is terrible.
Okay, but you can hear me?
No, actually we can hear him.
So these are systems that the president is talking about, unlocking rigidities. Because it's not just I am a system army. Problem. Because within that system, or the sake of Ikadiramo, individuals valilapo. Katushinga procurement, buying sector. So those individuals your system will always have a problem with a man that wants to change a little things here and there. So we should be very, 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 very careful, especially when we're dealing with the systems, because sometimes the system can even kill you. So that's what it is.
But don't you think, Zimba, then the cleanup should start from the lower ranks rather than from the higher ranks?
Exactly, my comrade, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%.
Okay, comrades. Thank you so much. You had a reaction.
Bana bazimba. Ngawulefo kwipa ensoka. Iwe not. Anton.
You see, that's why I'm locked up in my bedroom.
Ngawulefo kwipa ensoka.
Yes.
Mutampiro kwipaira kwisa ensoka kumutwe olo kumuchira
kumutwe eko ifwa bwangu.
Exactly. You see, his system iyo mwalalanda awe chene cho namusosa palondore. We know you've explained it clearly. We know there are people that are really who are beneficiaries in all these changes that this new government wants to bring, and they are not happy. Because the head of state has stipulated, has given certain directives. And guess what? These rigids that we're talking about are coming as a result of those beneficiaries, those who are enjoying the benefit, the dividends. So by so doing, that's why it doesn't. Remember when that issue, Minister of Finance mentioned something to do with the Minister of Defense, the anomaly, a lot of corruption and other, fake supplies and other things that was taking place in the Ministry of Defense. Did you see the reaction from the big fish, the beneficiaries? Exactly. And what do you see?
They got
Zambians should open. Zambians should open their eyes and see those who are the loudest today challenging the government, even when the government has not even done anything.
My dear comrades, if you are not speaking, please try to mute your mic, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go.
Those who are very vocal, those who are very who are making a lot of noise, you will find that they have, even when the government has not said a word, you have not even heard the government's reaction or position over a certain transaction. They're just innuendos that the government is intending to. They're just rumors. But listen to the way they come out. and cry the loudest. Those are the people you should question, Zambians, because if it does not affect you, would you even bother to talk much and cry the loudest? No. So you have
Yes.
to be very careful. And it has
Okay.
only
So
been a year since this government came into power. And look, who is crying the loudest? Have you seen who are these other Benehamududu complaining? Or the other composition that we call opposition, inverted commas? Who is
Madam Marambo, can I
crying
just
the
come in
loudest?
before my network is lost?
Well,
Huh?
sweetheart, hold on. Okay, Balev, you can come in.
Yeah, because nimbona kwati vafimbo poke nga vambokuranda vadeyo mutatakuya. Okay, just a laughter. Okay,
We
so
know.
I think me, I will still stick to a point of saying one, there is the channel of communication is not taken seriously.
On that one,
Number
you are right, my
two,
brother.
I would make a comment to what Mr. Chiruba had said on the system and also Mr. Frank. Number three, I will also talk about Mr. Mukarabai. That's why some of us we fear to be so much in politics because people exaggerate politics. Politics is something that one must enjoy. But the politics that is there, we don't understand what is really happening. Instead, we follow what is being spoken on the media. There is at some point my father once told me to say, pretend to be a fool to fool the fool that thinks is fooling you. What is in this statement? Sometimes these things that are being spoken, there are statements that we see muri vafimbo poke ama comedies yamo. You have to analyze as a citizen. Like when you ask a question to say, as Zambians, don't we feel we are also at blame? Honest speaking, like he's saying, why should I stand up and go in someone's office when I have no idea? But to me, it's a different story. I remember shouting at a staff of one of the ministries somewhere in Mansa or something. I went to levels of calling the PS, asking the doctor to get the number for the doctor. Why? Because an accident happens, then within our hospital, a nurse says, no, the mother has to be on the queue when the child is dying. So because of these people that are on the lower grounds, governments are seen not to work. So if we the people, you go in an office, you tell someone to say this is wrong, then they ask you a question to say who are you? Then in those days, even this media that we are having, from now we do hear tomorrow we are receiving suspension letters or we are being followed up and down. At least now we have freedom of expression. So the only thing that with me I can only wish for to happen is where when something has been said, like what he said to say 2023. 2023 is just tomorrow. But the question is, those statements that have been put in place, are they working? Because there are a lot of directives the president gave. One person that follows but never comments too much. There was a directive to say, those I've given you on Teachers' Day, I remember. I've given you 1 month, 1 week to make sure that PSCs, these people unite. How many people have united? But the directive came out. We'll take it like it's in the military. Yeah? The commander says, do this. Then you, the junior officer, you are sitting on the wraps, you take advantage of the people you know. 2023, we shouldn't see this. So I think to us, the Zambians, now we have a task of 50-50. The politicians, let them do their work. Me, I believe, sometimes they would say, I'll do this when I come in office, I'll do this when I come in office. But the same system will humble them. And as a result, we'll start blaming them to say they are not working. In the actual sense, we have a useless system that is making them not to fulfill what they had promised the people. Because when you are outside the box, you're outside the box, you will not know what is happening there. When you go there, you are stepped on. Then they start bringing now, maybe if the minister had made a mistake in the past 10 years ago, maybe store sausage in the fridge, that will come against him in the office. If you go against, this is what is going to happen. But can we see if the top head says this, let it work? I think
so
from
much.
lower ground. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bashir. And those are very... What is your reaction?
Therefore, one point that Zimba Bachita mentioned about the systems in place that fight government. I think it's one of the most critical areas why most government have failed.
Exactly.
And partly because the same system as Zimba Bachiralandapo, EMA sponsors during AMA campaign. I think we all know that. So ngabaisa mufiroko atwa government bapanga nomba, okay, nomba, these are the policies, let's abolish this and that. They start fighting them. That is one area why most government have failed. I'll give one quick example. When I was in Sierra Leone, one time after discovering that there was a community of Zambians and we decided to meet. So our chatting, one Zambian now is in Uganda. He was in Sierra Leone for 10 years as well. And he was telling me, Ewa panga ethanol. So I said, ethanol, what do you do with it? No, you can mix it with fuel. 5%, 10%, or 15%, and you save on cost. So, for example, instead of importing 1 million liters, you just import 85% of that, 15% you mix with your local produced ethanol. I asked him, what are you doing here instead of being in Zambia and doing the same? Then he told me that, Wandi, we've been sending this proposal to ERB for the past 15, 20 years. That's what he said to me. That's another story. It's a truth. And I asked him, but okay, how do you make it? Do we have resources in Zambia to make it? He said, oh, you make from tute. The same tute you eat, and molasses. And me, I was working at Zambia Sugar. So we used to make ethanol, and ethanol was 2 kinds. Ethanol and fuel ethanol. So we used to send this proposal to ERB. So you see, these are some of the systems that we have in place that fight government. So maybe that's where we should start from. As people are coming into government, they should know. If there are systems they know it will be difficult to get rid of, then they have to deal with it before they form government. Because it will be difficult to fight their friends who help them to get into power. So that's my reaction.
Thank you so much, Bachilua. Before I bring in Womkelewai, there's one thing I'd love to communicate to Zambia. You know, something very, very light, but I want us to learn something, and even ask the panelists here, I want us to get 1 or 2 things from here. Yesterday, Twali Monama driver, they were demonstrating at Abayango. But my personal analysis, or what I analyzed from that situation, if we remember very well, abantu iringi abawombela zama taxi drivers in the past, they sympathized with the other party. This is my personal opinion. They were supporting our previous government. Baba ama taxi drivers. And you know, ama taxi drivers, vale charge abantu impia if you share panga sense. Mwala mfu omuntu wale apana apa walali plus 70 kwacha. Apana apa walali plus 150. It used to be like that. Now, they are rising against Yango. Yatataba Yango va chipa tatulepange mpia. It's not that Abayango na bachipa tabalepange mpia. Hell no, Zambian people. The Yango is now babonat, it's benefiting the Zambian people, and they will see a difference. When you use Yango, what happens is there's security. It's cheaper. Even your life is being protected, Mulyango. And now they've realized that the government will be seen to be working. What have they seen? They've seen to jeopardize that. So these are the systems. I'm trying to react from ku point ya chilanda ba Frank ya kwebati. Abantu baladiamo. So long we know matex mwebe na Zambia. Yango is for us, and I'll advertise a little bit for Yango. It's for us. Let us not be cheated. Ero abantu bela tubonfya. Olwabe nabale ande fya ma fertilizer. Fertilizer bale vika mtukopo. Imwe mule abamilipira ka 500. Ukuyabika ka video kali ka fertilizer ya mufikopo. Na oli abamilipira 500. Ishiwe na shala NPA shingi. He's a beneficiary. So this is how the innocent Zambians are being manipulated, and that's why we need a lot of information being shared and to sensitize the Zambian people. Kelebai, over to you.
Thank you so much. I will be brief. Thank you, Wochirwa. Zimba, you have you've really opened many Zambians' eyes, especially in your analysis when you analyze the issues relating to our governance today. And I just hope that Zambians know when somebody is talking about the truth, problem is that people cannot handle the truth. We Zambians, most of the time, we would rather rush to lies, hold on to lies, and forget and cannot handle the truth because it's just too much. We want drama. So I'm so grateful that Zambians, you are the guys who are on the ground. As we in the diaspora, I'm glad my brother here, is it Chiluba? Chiluba who went back home? He's been in the diaspora. He knows what goes on in the diaspora. When you're a foreigner, you know how lucky we are back home. The Zambian president that we have today, Mwemekala Chalo, Mwemena Zambia, I just want to be honest with you. I don't want to beat about the bush. Because I support Akainde because of his Tonga and Amlozi. Apopena mwalabe because if Akainde decides to make a mistake today, I will be the first one to even come out and speak to you, the Zambian people, that no, that chap is not honest. But from what I've seen today, Zambians, we are so lucky. We are lucky. We are better off to what we have. And we should appreciate, we should thank the God that we have been praying to for giving us a president like him. Lungu was one of our best brothers, our good brother, who also held Zambia together. He never took Zambia into war. He is the president who we should also appreciate for whatever he did, whatever mistakes he made. We should just say, look, it was our fault. We are the people that voted him. Lungu did not put himself in that position. We put him there.
And he was very honest. He told us he didn't have a vision for Zambia. He was very honest.
And he told us exactly. So we Zambians should be honest. We should be truthful. But this issue of demonizing, of course, we know we have said a lot of things because it's painful when we see our brothers and sisters who are dying out of simple things that we ought to prevent or to have prevented.
Thank you so much.
So we want Zambians to understand that aspect, to say, look, this president that we voted in is the president for the people, and he's going to help you in the opposition and me, who is an independent, or those who are in his position in his party. So let's help this president to achieve what he has to offer to us, the Zambian people. He's rich.
Thank you so much. I know you have a lot to say.
No, I'm just finishing. Just 2 seconds.
Okay,
he's rich. He has the money. He can afford a jet. If he wants, he can buy a private jet. But he chose to jump in a commercial flight with us. When somebody does that, I could hear many people are even comparing him to Magufuli. So why are we busy demonizing the president that we are lucky to have? So Vena Zambia, please na papat. Eko sulile, eka kopanoko. Let's hold on to this person because we don't know what he is up to, what he is about to offer to the Zambian people.
So much.
We are a lucky country. May God bless us.
Thank you so much, Mkelebai. Bachiluba, as we close, what is your message to the Zambian people and the government at large?
Okay, first to the government, there is still time to improve. There's still time to make the country even better. They say, leave a place better than you found it. The previous governments have done their part, have done their mistake. So all we need to do is improve on where the previous government left and rectify the mistakes that the previous government did so that we can make Zambia a better place. They say the development of any nation depends on its people. The government is actually a group of people. So they are the policymakers, and they should just work on that. And to the Zambian people, we too have a part to play. We shouldn't just sit back and always wait on Boma's Yanganepo. Now, if we're not to attention to watch them, make this place better. Let us not always just wait for the government to do something. We are the government. That's what democracy defines, in fact. So as long as we all work together, like Mr. Mkelevai has said, Zambia will be better. Those of us who've had privilege in diaspora, we've seen when we come back here, I always used to tell people, you have no idea how better we are compared to other countries. I had the privilege to work in countries in West Africa, not just Sierra Leone. And when I come to Zambia, I used to be proud, actually. In spite of all the things that were going on in Zambia, yes, I could see there were a lot of mistakes, especially in the previous government. I think that's one of the worst Gadaism we've ever had in Zambia. I used to hate that because even in my road here, I used to hate it. They used to terrorize us. Your own street. So, I used to tell people, but we should be proud. Look at what we've achieved. So that's my message. Simple message, but maybe lastly, I think this is a personal appeal to the highest leadership. Ministries that are not performing, please do something. Some ministries have been just too quiet and nothing is happening. Local government, Ministry of Information. Bagari Nkombo Twaweshwan wa bulldozer. My Munga Road is thinking, please. They should do something to ministries that are for people to a purpose. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wachluba. Balev, as we end the program, what is the message to the current government and actually to the general leadership, even the opposition and the Zambian people? What message do you have for them? Mr. Chilwa.
I think I'm trying to fight the network. So I keep moving up and down just to make sure that I get clear. Are you able to get me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, so I think with me, the great message the only message that I have with the Zambian people is that one, let us not fight each other, but instead bring solutions. I've observed so much that there are a lot of serious incidences that are happening. You will see your fellow Zambian person here suffering. You wait until your fellow Zambian hangs himself or herself. That's when now you pick that and post on the media as if you are doing something good. I think we have much time to work and encourage one another. Then two, to the ministries, like Mr. Churuba had said earlier, the ministries, can we please follow the steps of the president? The president has got a vision, and we are the vision followers. So meaning, if he says, let us do this, let the ministry work. If there's something that is not in order, then let every person be involved, be it Zambians, be it the ministries. Let us all be involved. It's not a game of being who is opposition, who is in ruling. Some of us, we've had opportunities to work with both the independent
think we are having network challenge there with Mr. Chilwa. But Frankie, I'm glad you've come back because I really want you, as we end the program, I really want you also to talk about the shortage of medication, which other leaders are using it to their political.
Sorry, my network is tripping.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, like you've said clearly, we have our issues to do with medicine, which we all well know very well. We are embarked on a process. We prove to Zambian people is there a church in like there's a depiction that there's no total medicine mufpata, and some people will tell you prescription. You know, this is the narrative they are trying to bring on social media, Facebook, and everywhere. Now, the Minister of Health, Vasylvia Masevu, had given a clear statement in Parliament. She had agreed nokusuminokuchira chachine umutitauri up to 100% in stock ngafia tukwata. Bapera nama reasons to why tabata tukwati limit up to that level. And one of the things she constantly said openly was but at least we're at 57 to 58%. Meaning, if we're in a school where that unza CB, umwana wali yako 50%, at 58%, your score sheet is now passa at any higher learning institution. Now, when they are saying at least 58%, when we round it off, we're saying 60%, 40%, yeah, she beamed that quite. But at 60% level, video poster, we had gone at 3 facilities, at different facilities. Randomly, we go to this facility to ask a basic, because we should understand these clinics or government, yes, what level of healthcare do they give? It's just basic healthcare. Your basic healthcare, they are able to provide one with these common diseases to quarter like malaria. The drugs are ever in stock, or to run out of those drugs. Panadol, yeah, but every now and then they've never run out of Panadol. Piriton, Amaflagil, to magnesium, to Brufen, mitisho bakwete inenaria imwene no munandi twa checkinga to ayapali ibaturanga na mu storage yabo batumone nemitomoshi emoshigi. So ababale bokuba ati tatukwete emiti nga balisa pano inshubufi babe ni perception ya propaganda. Now, when you look at that, there are drugs government cannot stock that are very expensive. Drugs like azithromycin. Azithromycin tatwale ikwata in the sense that ilidi ashiria COVID yasabuka lelo mu 2020 muma match somewhere there. So government iliyonse tayari kwata plan ya kula chita stock azithromycin. Na lelo lino tulelanda when the COVID issues yashire bakwati yale ponako. Government echire sa procure muchuta ule bomba. Because tapari muntu bala pera. So for some time, government will first prioritize when they do a survey. Bala rolesha bulwele nshibulesha upasana abantu mchala. Bulwele bwachi fuba, bulwele bwachi fine. That's why mkasanga moxi wila bapopa clinic. It's there. Those are just basic medicines. Because what they are giving is basic health care. Basic health care. Now, mbaga kwa malwele like if you apala cancer. Kwa malwele if you apalanga COVID. Mwaransu minisha tuwali kwa tano bwafi obukalambo wa kutira tuwa mwene abantu yoro bafuile chifwe. Pamuna nduwa COVID because we are not ready. No mutiwa COVID. That is how certain things are. I'll give you an example like Ebola.
Not only Zambia.
Ebola yaba Congo. Can this government today start procuring mutiwa Ebola Zambia? When there are no symptoms or result, even 2 people now Ebola Zambia, which is totally different. So government will always procure according to a survey of amalwele ture kwata mchipatala. But if really ashida kutira umutita mwaba mfipatala liena, it's propaganda. That's why we need to be very careful with what we see, with what we hear on social media, even as people.
Howie, that is very truthful.
But I had a question for Zimba.
No, just ask.
Unfortunately, it seemed to be. I was listening to Parliament, and the committee came up with a report, like Vazimba said, where the supply is below recommended supply in hospital, which is what do we call this? World Health Organization. They say it should be above 75%, not 50%, not 45%, not 60%. Because we are talking about health here. We are not talking about anything else. I'll give an example. In my profession, we have, like he's explaining, we have what we call consumables, where you stock them as spares. You know, those are things that you use every day, or they are usually occur from a fault, so you replace. Then you should have critical spares, because those critical spares means ngachafwa once, it has a huge impact. So same case as medicine, even if you don't have a malaria you're occurring frequently, but they are critical ones, such that if mundu galwala, it should be there. You can't neglect it in the name of because it doesn't occur frequently. Considering that COVID diapwa, we cannot completely have no COVID medicine because COVID, you see now it's back. Imagine now it's back, and already I think today we are in the hundreds, right? I think yesterday was 96 or something like that. We're in the hundreds. Imagine you have 100, tomorrow you could have 300, 400, and you completely you never procured it. That is poor planning on the ministry.
Actually, Vachilova, this is my personal opinion as well. I'm not really like trying to defend the government or anything, but I think there should be a percentage. Maybe I'm agreeing with you. There should be a certain percentage of those critical medication, but which at the moment, the supplying of this medication, we know where we've come from. We know what the system did. Some were expired, as we are aware. So now the government is also cleaning the system so that we have the right medication, which is supposed to.
At once bitten, twice shy. Yes. So you have to be very mindful what you support.
Madam, just a minute. I think that's why in the first place, I said the game is upon ourselves. I didn't want to go in details. The truth of the matter is, Zambia is like a newly married couple. So such things are expected.
We are closing.
So please, for now, with me, I would just say, let's concentrate and forge ahead. Otherwise, if we keep talking about medicine, this, that, we'll keep talking about that. But can we give time to government to govern according to plan?
Okay, comrades, my fellow panelists, can I ask?
Otherwise, we'll keep debating.
Yeah, can I ask for a favor? What we are going to do now, can we push some of the issues we have on our next program? We are going to have we'll be having it every Friday. So for now,
every Friday.
Every Friday, same time, let's meet here. We talk our political issues that affects our day-to-day lives, because that is where policies are made. So naturally, Frankie, in 1 minute, can you summarize it?
The problem to Kwete ni propaganda. That's why I'm urging Zambians to be very careful with what they hear. Abantu today, with this freedom of speech, but perena tuamboku it's overuse. Umuntu aisa na pa social media alanga nechpiati inena abachitefi. Na ninsange chachi ni umuntu nafwa because tamuri umuti mchipatara. Now these are people that are overusing social media with the katishinga ni excitement ngatuma ngo nchibale bapera. These are people, for me, I think those people that are alarming Chalo to some degree. Government should come in, the police and all those things, so that there's no anarchy, because I've seen these people are trying to bring anarchy at a certain degree or level. That's why it prompted us. Yes, you are very right. It prompted us to go around my facility to check if that is a true narrative.
We'll go into the details on Friday next week on this same program, Friday of Politics on Ubuntu channel. I would love And I'm inviting those who've got proof, whether you're from the opposition, you're from the ruling party, as long as you're a Zambian and you're saying, me, I lost a mother because of lack of medication, I'm sure
Yes.
our
Bring
leaders will want
forth.
to see this. Let's come on
Yes.
this program. It's open for everyone.
You're right.
Please, we are inviting you to this program. This is your home. Come and air your
Yes.
views so that we communicate to our leaders. We have evidence-based panopans Ubuntu channel. We are not going to allow propaganda. We are not going to allow character assassination. All we are going to allow is mature debate and bringing our points forward so that our leaders and we contribute positively to the growth of our country. Neta machimpela opportunity to rate my country, to rate the government at the moment. Na inende rating, and my rating, it's based on 2 points. I'm going to in a fiance if you're and fia meeting in a fiance fienu if you and if I in French ni ifinshi bachirwa na bachiruba na bamkeleba hii na bazimba fienu. Me, I'm going to rate the government as long as no life is going to be lost carelessly, or as long as no life is going to be lost just because somebody wants to push up their political agenda. Me, I'll give 100. As long as we're losing my politics, that for me that is 100%. As long as tapali na mayo waka fula or waka tukensele shidanale umfwa, to me 100%. Because I know if the environment tabalentuka zinamayo ama politicians nkaya alima nkapange fitumbua nkaya shtapanado nomba ingabale ntuka bale mfula, my self-esteem is knocked out, my confidence is knocked out. Pantnamayo fiamba tuale saru okutuafuma awe tuale tina unamwaya afale kuka Valentine wafula. So as long as those things are not happening, for me it's 100% pantunka pange fitumbua kaya shtapanado pantunka pange fitumbua nkaya lipila kwa mafisi panono but ngomwana wandi bale muipaya like the Namgala boy, I will rate that government poorly. But as long as the life of a Zambian person is saved, for me it's 100%.
Walumba. Thank you so much, my dear sweetheart. Thank you for your wonderful analysis and your conclusion. And having said that, please allow me to thank the panelists, those who participated, and the viewers. Sorry we have not read your messages, but we would love to end our program, for we have been here for 2 hours. We ought to have been here for just an hour or 1 hour 30 minutes, but because of Vachiruba, Nava Levi,
for all of us,
Nava Zimba. Unfortunately, Vomi have left us, but it's okay. We will have him next time.
Even yourself from Kerebai.
Yes, we have so much talk time, but the talk time was with good dividends. Zambian, I hope you have understood. I just want us to say, may God bless Zambia, and may God bless every Zambian that is struggling right now. And please remember, pray and do not give up. There's light at the end of the tunnel. God is there for us to help us all. Let us remain united. One Zambia, one nation.
And let's make the date for next week on Friday, the same time.
Amen. Amen.
Bo IT, over to you.
Amen.
We are ending the program.